After 5 straight defeats to begin the season, many thought the Queensland Firebirds would be the easy beats in Season 7 of the Suncorp Super Netball. But with 2 wins in their last 3, they arrive in Adelaide full of confidence ahead of a clash with the ladder leaders, the Thunderbirds. They're on a 4-match winning streak, not matched in a season since they won 13 straight en route to the title in 2013. And with superstars across the court, the locals are starting to believe some more silverware is within reach. Good afternoon, welcome to Netball SA Stadium. It's round 9 of the Suncorp Super Netball. Sam Poolman alongside in commentary, and Sam, both sides unchanged for this clash.
They are, and why would they change what's working for them? I think there'll be a big game coming from Georgie Horges in her 50th match as she starts as wing attack. Adelaide Thunderbirds have backed Taylor Williams in centre position, and I think just looking over captain Hannah Petty, will see her injected, I think, in moments throughout this game.
Yeah, of course, couple of milestones today for the Thunderbirds. Horges and Nankerville, she gets on the court to play their 50th, as is the case for Lara Dunkley, her 50th match in the National League for the Firebirds, and this is the 7 that started last week in that win over the Magpies.
I think they found some really nice consistency, and they'll take some real confidence from their match last week going into this game. They won the second half, so they've started the same as they did. I think we'll see Veve on the bench coming in, because she had an impressive game when she entered that second half last week, so keep an eye on that.
Well, what an intriguing clash this is. The Thunderbirds, they can keep going and keep themselves in top spot on the table with a win today. The Firebirds, they're in must-win territory if they want to make the finals. Remembering it's been 4 seasons since they last made the finals. The Thunderbirds have not played finals since 2013. Sam Poolman remembers that season very well, as does Emily Beaton, who are both part of the call today, part of that premiership winning team, Sam. And the connections between this side and that one have been drawn throughout this season.
Absolutely, a really special match today. We've got all of our past players from our 2013 team, and Em Beaton and I are really privileged to be in this position to be part of it. And then Beck Pulley for the Firebirds. Kim Revellion and Gabby Simpsons were in that game, so we're all involved. We're all here, Ben.
I was going to mention that Kim Revellion was on the court at Adelaide Entertainment Centre that night for the Firebirds, and she's going to get us underway here. So the Firebirds looking to keep those finals hopes alive. The Thunderbirds chasing 5 straight wins for the first time since 2013. And they've been pretty efficient from the centre pass so far this season, the Firebirds. Can they get themselves started here and give themselves some confidence against the benchmark this season? Danelle Wallam v Sterling. It will be a fascinating duel, and it's the visitors with the momentum from the outset here. Horges finds Dwan, and now over the top to Cardwell. And from mid-range, Cardwell locks us up inside the opening minute.
Both really confident attacking plays from both sides. The intensity here is already Ben, and the ability to back yourself and just let go of that ball.
Well, Firebirds 5th best in the competition from centre pass to goal, up around 70%. The Thunderbirds 7th best at 68%. So that's where the visitors have the advantage today. The Thunderbirds, though, with a better shooting accuracy so far this season and a better gain to goal rate. But no gains so far in this match. It is a perfect 2 apiece from both side centre passes. And Revellion with the double play, and Emily Moore.
A confident shot from Em Moore, and a really important one for her to get scoreboard pressure early in this match.
4th straight start for her. Another mature age rookie out there for the Firebirds. as Williams is going to track it down and got the pass over the top to Cardwell. It did come under some pressure last week against the Giants. That ball up and over the top to Eleanor Cardwell. There's a touch from Wilson. Still be the Firebirds ball though, but that's just going to put some doubts in the minds of the Firebirds. Emily Moore, another shot, and it's going to be claimed. The rebound by Shamira Sterling. The first the home fans will be hoping of many this evening.
And that's the intensity for the Queensland Firebirds. Fantastic one-on-one pressure. That's a great win. When you get a held ball, that means everybody on your team is creating pressure on the opposition as Williams gets a nice little touch to the ball.
Dunkley.
Oh, Wilson. Sorry, Sterling.
She's done it again in the space of a minute. And massive play, isn't it, Sam, on the Harvey Norman replay?
Well, have a look at that. Great hands over from Wilson. We saw that during the week on centre circle on upshot. The importance of those hands over pressure from Wilson creates the intercept opportunity for Sterling.
Yeah, if you missed it, check that out. The best defensive side in the competition, showing you some skills on upshot. You can catch that on KO Sports on centre circle this week. As Wilson, you can see the Thunderbirds, 4 deflections already. That's a deflection a minute in this match so far. And there's a touch from Camo. Just can't quite keep it from crossing the sideline. There's a deflection for the Firebirds.
I like her coming out and using her footwork and have a look at something different. She needs to keep adjusting, create some pressure so that ball that's gone in just there doesn't go as confidently as it has. That's a nice screen and setup from Elle Cardwell.
So the Firebirds with the biggest lead of the match so far, 2 goals. And Dunkley finding more. You can see the pressure on Wallam. It is forcing Moore to do a bit more work.
Oh.
There it is again. So this is a problem for the Firebirds early on. Wilson and Sterling and Matilda Garrett are giving Danelle Wallam plenty of headaches early on. And they're out by 3 now. There's a rebound taken by Bakewell Doran. Em Beaton is sideline for us. Em, how's the atmosphere?
Yeah, it's pretty loud here. The Adelaide crowd is so parochial as every time they get a touch, the crowd goes crazy. One thing that I have been noticing, though, is we've spoken about in previous weeks, across that attacking transverse for the Thunderbirds is getting really clogged up. They're trying to push Georgie Hoare just straight on top of the ball. They need someone to really punch through and create some space down there. So that's something to look out for.
Thanks, Em. Danelle Wallam again put under some serious pressure.
Well, have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. On stretched, her ability to try and keep that in play, I love that. But Sterling's never going to let a rebound go.
She was almost able to fling that back. We've seen that on a number of occasions this season. As Cardwell, fed by Williams.
That's another strong hold by and an unusual miss. She's not happy with herself on that. That's an easy shot.
Yeah, so just a few jitters and Cardwell just going through a little practice. But the Thunderbirds are out by 3. A chance to go out by 4 here. Tipper Dwan onto Horges. Cardwell. Dwan making the run. Cardwell near the post. No problems that time from the English international. Dunkley. Head with that long, high pass. And Sterling again that time fumbled it over the goal line. Moore onto Ravalian. This would be a confidence booster for Emily Moore.
That's exactly her role that she needs to play today. Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. That's what Sterling's so good at matching in the air.
Isn't it amazing? Wallam has a 3-centimetre advantage on Sterling, but she makes up for that with the trampoline calves. Just her ability to get up so high. And there is a touch, that time from Remy Carmo. She couldn't keep it in court either. Dwan. So both defence ends getting busy early on in this first quarter in Adelaide, and that is a poor pass. And that's the pressure this Thunderbirds defence is inflicting into the minds of the Firebirds. Dwan now, Cardwell. Carmo looking for the rejection, and she's done it. Well, she's been there and thereabouts throughout this match, Remy Carmo. How good is this? And Emily Moore can't get it to drop. Garrett that time gets the rebound. And turned over, was it? Not quite. Somehow Hodges gets her hands on it. Well, Sam Pullman, you must be salivating watching this match as an ex-defender. They are producing some quality at both ends.
We have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Great timing and the ability to pressure over that shot by Carmo. I think she's just getting a little bit stuck on the body. So another rebound from her. She's coming into this game towards the final couple of minutes really nicely.
Well, the shooting accuracy has left a bit to be desired, but the defensive pressure has been exemplary from both sides. Remy Carmo, what a performance she is putting in so far. She just needs her attack end to do the business. Wallam is getting little changes at she, but she's able to bring it back to 3, the difference. And we've got a HCF tactical timeout on the way. Well, what a start to this match. It has been frantic. And we are going to hear from Beck Bully, the Queensland Firebirds head coach, who called the HCF tactical timeout.
It takes. We just work it in. We just need to settle a little bit. But keep taking your shots. Yeah, just take it. We'll lose 100% of you once you don't take, so keep taking it, okay? I just reckon we need to make sure we've got 2 options, okay? Because they're floating off on 1 option, so we've always got to make 2 options. But great reset down there. Really good job. Defensively, we are winning a lot of ball back, so great job. But I actually think we can win more. We just got to pull that ball in strong. You guys are doing a really good job. You're forcing it right on top of the thrower, but we just got to try and get in there to get those little dicky balls. Remember, we want to try and stop them.
Don't hesitate, just go. Because they give it straight away.
Yeah. But I think for some reason we're just getting a few penalties, but I actually think they're dropping their shoulders. We've just got to be really tall, keep our footwork going, stay in front, okay? Yeah, I reckon they're nervous on the shot now. Tipper's going to look to pass off. So fake it, then drop back for the tag.
So some wise words there from Beck Bully. She's loving the defensive pressure from her team. Shamira Sterling leading the Nissan net points. Remy Carmo not far behind. It probably tells you the story of this match.
Absolutely. I think Carmo is coming into the game nicely. I love the positivity and reinforcement coming from Beck Bully as a coach. She knows they're super close. Just keep going and creating that doubt in the Adelaide Thunderbird shooters.
So Tipper Dwan, you heard Beck Bully, she said she's going to look to pass. She thinks she will be a bit nervous with the coming up against the height of Carmo and Bakewell Doran.
Well, it's the height, but it's also that rejection on the shot. Once a shooter has that, it's really hard to get their confidence back to nail that shot again.
MB, you've been keeping a close eye on Elle Cardwell.
Yeah, in that timeout, she actually took herself off to the goalpost and put up some extra shots. She's obviously not feeling as comfortable as she usually does when she's going to goal. So Remy Carmo, as you said, Sammy, must be getting into her head a little bit.
Thanks, Em. So Janelle Wallum, mid-range, doesn't drop, gets the rebound though.
Strong rebound from Wallum, but you're so right, she won't be happy with that. Going back to the focus, just syncing that process. What do I need to do to go back to my technique on this shot? Great pressure from the Queensland Firebirds. Again, it's that one-on-one consistent wear down defense that's gaining them an opportunity. Now it's just backing themselves on this feed into Wallum.
So Wallum just going for the one. It's back to 2, the difference, and they have the next centre pass. So what an opportunity this is. After finding themselves under some pressure earlier in this first quarter. And the biggest lead that the Thunderbirds had in this match was 4 goals. So they've brought that back to just 2. 9-5 was the advantage for the home team. Revaliant looking for options.
She is, and Moore has to get in the circle, make these 2 defenders accountable so that they're not just doubling on Wallum, and Wallum's not forced to shoot a ball out that high.
And Wallum left that super shot very short. Oh, that's a good call if you're the visitors. And they've got just over 3.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. So the Firebirds with an opportunity with a Suncorp super shot to bring us back level. Emily Moore wants to get in a better position. The touch comes through. Garrett with the gain, and it's thrown away.
That's what the Adelaide Thunderbirds, 3 of their players are in the top 4 for pickups. Anything, have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. That's a late contest coming through from Garrett. She's very lucky to get that ball, but they play on and they chase it, which makes the umpire give them. Great touch there by Horges.
Oh, this is quite an entertaining match to watch. And there's a touch from Wilson, but it's off her. And it's Gabby Simpson's ball. She was one of those players.
To get that ball.
Well, she was one of those players that played in the 2013 Grand Final for the Firebirds, along with Kim Revaliant.
Oh, Wilson.
And now Dunkley finding Revaliant.
They've got to give that ball. If they don't want to give that placed into Wallum, Wallum had her hand up saying, this is exactly where I want it. If they don't want it there, they have to swing it over the other side to open up. Get these Adelaide Thunderbirds players moving.
Wallum with a Suncorp super shot, the first of the afternoon, and we are back level at 10 apiece. Low scoring first quarter.
But this is the intensity from both sides.
It has been turned up to extreme, and it's now the Thunderbirds.
That's a strong hold from Cardwell.
Big play, isn't it? They get themselves up by 1. Just needed that to settle after just finding it difficult for a period, and they've got possession back through Wilson. Another gain for the Thunderbirds. After you just saw the Firebirds have had a better run of it lately. Wilson, a little bit of a juggle. And now Sterling. The 2 Jamaican teammates. And now Tipper Dwan. And this is the pressure that Sam, you've been talking about.
Yeah, you're so right, Ben. They're having to go back and use their goalkeeper in Sterling. This is the pressure. There's no options, and that's exactly what happens. That consistent pressure and a forced error. That's a credit. Oh, well, Williams, beautifully read. She sat there, waited for that, and as did Carmo.
What is going on? It's a turnover-a-thon here at Netball SA Stadium. Well, how good is this on Fox Netball? I know if you're an attacking coach, you're probably a bit frustrated, but defensively, the pressure is just superb.
You're right, you're loving the pressure, but you're also loving the ability to read something, the next pass, and absolutely going for it.
Look at that, general play turnovers, 6 apiece, and it's 11 apiece on the scoreboard. That was well reined in by Williams, who finds Garrett. Williams, that pass was overcooked, looking for Dwan, but there was a touch on the way through. So big opportunity here in the shadows of quarter time. Dwan long, Simpson with the touch, but it's out off her. So Williams going up high to Cardwell. And the Thunderbirds, they lead us, but the Firebirds with a chance to get us back on level terms before quarter time. Simpson finding Bakewell Doran, and now Revaliant. They're going to have to go quickly. Wallum is there under the post, and Wallum makes it a dozen apiece.
Smart play by Emily Moore. Quick ball into Wallum.
It looks as though this is where we're going to sit at quarter time. Hope you're enjoying this one at home. The league leaders taking on the 7th place Firebirds.
That's a held ball by the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
It's not going to matter in the end. Everyone looks a bit confused.
Well, it will, because they lost that centre pass. So when they come back on court, the Adelaide Thunderbirds have just lost a centre pass.
Well, that is going to prove potentially quite costly. We'll be back after the break with the second quarter. You're watching Fox Netball.
Welcome back to Netball SA Stadium, where it is even 12-all at quarter time. I've been listening into the Thunderbirds huddle. Looks like we're going to see an appearance from the captain, Hannah Petty. The Thunderbirds are a little bit rattled. They want to be further along than they are at the moment. Sabby, what have you been hearing in the Firebirds huddle?
Thanks, Em. I was listening in at quarter break, thanks to Origin, to Beck Bully give a masterclass to her defence unit, talking about continue to move your feet, a lot of working together, make them think that ball is on, run your feet through and have a go at that ball, and really praise the efforts of Simpson and Revaliant in their dictating and denying and forcing their opponent to the ball. So keep an eye out there, because I think this Queensland Firebirds defence end are going to get much more hands-on ball this quarter.
Well, it will be the Firebirds centre pass. Now, there was a bit of drama at the back end of the first quarter. Taylor Williams was called, a held ball was called against her. There was only 3 seconds left on the clock, but the umpires called it.
It is risky, and that's the pressure of being a centre. Do you play that ball? Is there enough time to shoot, or do you risk holding it and losing the centre pass? Speaking of centres, Ben, we see Hannah Petty, captain of the Adelaide Thunderbirds, come onto court for Taylor Williams in the centre position.
It's intriguing. It is very intriguing. You could hear Tanya Ops talk about the nerves that you could see in her players' eyes in that first quarter. She just wanted them to calm down. Tanya Wilson finding Horges.
She was direct with her feedback at quarter time. Tanya,
have you heard of that direct before?
Well, I think that's a sign of a coach knowing what her team can do, what they're capable of, and not being happy with what they are doing. So she's saying step up and do better, especially to her defence end. She wasn't happy with what they were delivering in attack long court. A nice 1-2, but too much on extension there.
And Tipper Dwan just fell awkwardly there off court. Does have some strapping around that knee. Or maybe a rolled ankle. Gee. Yeah, she may be in some trouble here, Tipper Dwan. I don't think she's going to be able to continue based on that replay there. It looked as though she did go over on it. Not fully, but enough just to make you a little uneasy. So Cardwell is going to go here to goal attack, and Lucy Austin to goal shooter.
Yeah, I think we can see on this Harvey Norman replay, wow, that has to hurt. That was her ankle. On the replay, she will be in good hands with her physio and the doctor, and I'm glad that we're in the second quarter. I'm sure she'll get it assessed, but this is what we speak about with the Adelaide Thunderbirds, the depth in their bench. They bring on now a different attacking unit in Lucy Austin as a really strong goal shooter, and Cardwell comes out the front. So the Queensland Firebirds defence end now need to adjust to this change-up.
So Danelle Wallam's going to bring us, well, she will eventually. She gets the rebound, brings us back to 13 apiece. And you saw that on slow motion. That looked a lot worse than Tipper Dwan. That looked like it was fully over, and you just wonder if she takes that shoe off, that's probably her done, because she won't get it back on. Well, yes, but hopefully it's not as bad as what it looks down in slow-mo. And hopefully we'll see her back in this game. Emily Moore popping it over the top to Wallam, just landed in her lap. Well, she has taken the shoe off. So if she puts ice on it, well, we know it's basically over then. Well, yeah, that's the doctor looking at her there. So
They'll, I'm sure, spend some time with her to make sure that they aren't forcing her back if she's not needed. They have plenty of depth on their bench.
Well, that will be something that Tanya Ops and Tracy Neville are going to have to deal with. But right now, they're going to have to deal with another turnover because the Firebirds are up by 1 and a chance to increase the lead here to their biggest of the match. But the pressure is coming from the Thunderbirds. It's coming from the Thunderbirds attack end firstly. Revalian onto Simpson. What a start to this match from Gabby Simpson. Her averageness in net points this season around 15. That's across the entire match. She's up to 21 early in the second quarter here. So big performance from her. Danelle Wallop gets it to drop. Biggest lead for the Firebirds and more concern here for Tipper Dwan on the bench. Dunkley collected by Wilson. You just wonder whether there's a chance that Georgie Horges may have to go into goal attack at some point in this match as well if Tipper Dwan is unable to continue, if they want to change things up. But that's probably a question for later.
It is a great option that they can go to. It then, I think she's doing a fantastic job in wing attack. So it then, you know, puts the question out, who do they then move into that wing attack position? But they have plenty of options to go to.
Petty finds Horges. And now Austin. Returning it to Horges. Cardwell was getting herself in position. So too was Austin. Now Petty is feeding Austin.
Great job in keeping that ball within the court.
Oh, and the rebound claimed in the end by Horges. Came off the fingertips of Austin. That would just settle the nerves.
Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Oh, and she does, just keeps it in there. That's all the balance work that you do, Ben, to make sure that you keep that possession.
All the work in the gym coming in handy there. And Lucy Austin playing her 10th match in the Suncorp Super Netball. Emily Moore, her 9th.
And interesting, Sterling just got a caution from the umpire, so let's watch how that plays out. Not often we see her. She's not a player that's often penalised because she keeps off the body with her incredible footwork, so she's going to have to start adjusting with that umpire down that end. 4
penalties already she's given away. And Cardwell and Austin working well in the goal circle here for the Thunderbirds. You can see Cardwell 71%, Austin just come onto the court. Moore, and there's a touch from Sterling. It's going to be the Firebirds ball though. Through Moore, fires it to Dunkley. And Emily Moore, what a recruit she's been. Unable to get that to drop, but Wallam will. Yeah, Emily Moore averaging around 36 in net points, but came through the Giants Academy, so you would know her quite well, and getting an opportunity finally at this level, making it count.
Yeah, you're so right, I do. She was captain of that Giants Academy, so not only a fantastic player at that level, but brings great leadership. She just needs to keep injecting herself in this game. She's very skillful. Her timing is great. She has to now just really keep stepping it up and making Garrett accountable, making her question what she's going to do.
Big play from Sterling. And
not putting a ball in like there, because that's exactly what Sterling's great at. Oh, as Carmo, that's a great first ball contest and front position for her. That ball has been coming.
Huge moment as well, because that was the sliding doors moment the Thunderbirds wanted with the turnover at the other end. Firebirds get it back. Emily Beaton, can you try and make sense of all this? Tell us what you're spotting with the Thunderbirds attack end.
Yeah, Sammy, I'd be interested to hear your insights on what the Firebirds are doing. What I'm seeing is that they are pushing the Thunderbirds attack line wide. So they are on the inside of every single one of their players. They're pushing the players onto the ball. There's no space for the Thunderbirds to get through. What I think the Thunderbirds need to do to counteract that is start working together as a team, not in isolation. So they need to start setting screens. They need to start crossing their defenders against each other so they get a little bit lost. You can't just work on your own to get free for a ball.
You're so right, Em. The Queensland Firebirds are doing a great job in working together as a unit, and what I'm liking is it leaves Bagel-Doran and Carmo to play a really nice pulley system in the circle. So I think the unit work is great, and we're gonna see it keep building throughout this match.
Rebellion finding Dunkley, and this is the advantage that the Firebirds have, is that they've been very efficient, third best in terms of goals scored in the competition so far. Only the Fever and Vixens ahead of them. Thunderbirds, worst attack end, best defense end so far this season. Same as last year, only they're just doing it better. From the perspective, they're winning more matches and they're sitting top of the table as Lucy Austin finding herself in a good position there. Firebirds' defense has been what's let them down this season. Worst coming into this match.
Oh, Sterling again. I think that's her third contest that she's had in that ball placed above her head rather than placed into the space that Wallamere's. That feed's got to adjust.
So 9 general play turnovers from both teams. That is costly.
Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. That ball is placed directly above both opponents. It needs to be placed away from Sterling into Wallam's space.
Bakewell-Doran, Rebellion, captain across to Moore. See 4 held ball calls against the Thunderbirds, and that just shows you the pressure the Firebirds are putting on them, that they're in 2 minds, maybe even more. As Moore, that is just a beautiful shot, isn't it? Great height, and they're out by 3. And you get that kind of height, you negate the rejection, don't you, as well?
Well, it was a confident shot from her. Oh, and Cardwell saying, wait till I come back on court to captain Hannah Petty. But this is what the Firebirds need to do. I really like the work rate from Lara Dunkley out the front. And Moore's got to get into the circle and do exactly that, back herself on the shot. Great defense by the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Unlucky to be held ball there.
You heard the cries.
I nearly called it myself.
Well, they haven't had a held ball call against them in this match so far. Simpson on to Dunkley and now Moore. Wilson.
And that's a win for Wilson.
Hannah Petty quickly onto Horges. Garrett had the hand up, so too did Petty, flowing through. Well, that was good work from the Thunderbirds, probably as efficient as we've seen them in this second quarter. And Cardwell still had to go from range, though.
Strong rebound from Lucy Austin.
So we have a HCF tactical timeout. It's been called by Tanya Ops from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. A chance just to take a breath for both teams. It is a low score of this one. The intensity in defence is as high as we've seen it.
Hannah, you need to get you two, and we need to have your goal attacker on the same line. We can't have you on the same line. Let's have a look at George on first base. You're looking at protected side into deep, yeah? And then you're holding nice and strong, all right? Let's keep it really simple. But instead of looking like that we don't know what we're doing, can we actually think about, I'm rewarding this for my team? So at the moment we're looking, it's just like, who do I give it to? We know what our structures are, okay? So we play to our structures, we play to what we know, okay? That's just you two. We're all like George, we're all on the same line here. So we need different depths and the width of the court, all right? Let's go.
Let's go, girls. This is where we switch it on, okay? We flick that switch and we take control of this game, okay? We don't like what we see, we go back.
Let's put all of that behind us. New stuff. Let's go. Structure and basics. Zero numbers. 1, 2, 3.
Well, Tanya Ops fired up. Emily Beaton, what did you hear from the Firebirds?
Yeah, to their attackers, they're asking them to fake hide to Danelle Wallam and then go around the side and pass a flat ball to counteract Shamira Sterling. Coach Beck Bully was also really happy with those held balls, which I think is in direct contrast to the Adelaide fans.
I was listening into Tanya Ops in the Adelaide Thunderbirds, again direct with her messaging to her team, saying we need to reward the team, play to our structures, and spent time identifying that the wing attack and goal attack are on the same line. They need to adjust as Garrett's hands over.
So big moment here, right off the back of the HCF tactical. Timeout to Nell Wallen, couldn't get it to drop initially. The call goes to the home team, and we're into the power 5. So Georgie Hoare just mentioned this a little earlier in the quarter. She has gone to goal attack, so they want a bit more movement up there at the attack end.
What I love about this combination is Austin and Horges played all juniors together, so they have a beautiful connection and relationship. I'd love for them to just go on, enjoy this moment, and back themselves as a combination.
And if you have missed it, Tipper Dwan off injured. Horges to level us up. Well, she's been playing as wing attack for most of the season, but she does not miss a trick when she puts the goal attack bib on. There's a Suncorp super shot, her first of the season. And a chance for another. She's going to opt for Austin.
Ben, I'm not sure you understand how incredible that moment is to go playing centre court the whole season. First shot, turn and back yourself. That's a sign of a very impressive play and a very hard thing to do, from switching from centre court to a goal attack position and back yourself on the shot.
Dunkley. Oh, the calls for help ball. They are rewarded this time. Beck Pulley with a wistful look. As Wilson. Oh, asked a lot of Sterling. She may have rolled her ankle.
That did not look good either.
So we've had 2 now for the Thunderbirds potentially. Tipper Dwan already off the court. Horges' pass asked a lot of Lucy Austin.
We
and
talk
Tipper
about
Dwan, so she's gone. You're saying she's gone, the ice on the ankle, she won't be back?
Yeah, and I don't think that they need to risk that. They've got plenty of options from the bench. So, yes, your shoe off is a sign that she won't be coming back, and I don't think even if there was a chance, she needs to at this point in the season.
So down to 2 on the bench. The Thunderbirds. And Cardwell off as well. Taylor Williams also on the bench. Now, Cardwell not currently sitting on the bench.
No, so it looks like she's out the back with the doctor. The physio is still on their bench, so interesting to see.
She's just walked back out from the dressing room. So this is further concerns for the Thunderbirds. Tipper Dwan already injured. Shamira Sterling looked to have almost rolled her ankle there, and now Eleanor Cardwell has gone to the bench. So massive concerns for the home side. They are ahead though, and they've got another gain through Shamira Sterling. So they may be down to 8 fit players if there's a problem for Cardwell. That's good strength from Austin. And Horges. Big test for the league leaders today. Cardwell, well, she doesn't look as though she's going to return this half, as we've got another HCF tactical timeout, this time called by Beck Pulley. Cardwell still off court. Let's hear from Beck Pulley.
We gotta put some fresh legs on, okay? These stuff come into goal attack, okay? We can get on the move as well, alright? So it's getting a little bit stationary, okay? You need to make sure we've got one on ball side, on the transfer side, one in the middle on ball side, okay? Second phase, they're getting it way too easy, okay? So you guys sort out what's happening, because we need lots of pressure, one-on-one. Great benching, good work. We're almost getting it, just got caught with contact. That was the right position, stay really clean, okay? Georgia, I don't reckon she'll want to shoot, but they will probably play for the penalties to take the 2, so you just got to stay clean, that's it. And then timing on that shot is critical as well. 1, 2, on that 3rd second.
Let's go. Everyone needs to get out of their arms.
So Tipper Dwan, she is gone for this game with the ice on the ankle. Elle Cardwell sitting on the bench for the Thunderbirds. Emily Beaton, what did you hear from the Adelaide camp?
Well, first of all, they asked if Shamira Sterling was okay with that little roll of the ankle. She said she is good to go. What I loved is that Maisie Nankerville was speaking directly to Hannah Petty, working how to work together, which is what I was wanting to see from them, and you can see that's happened straight away. So things looking good for the Thunderbirds.
Thanks, Em. There's Carmo and Revaliant. So Shamira Sterling, look at that, 82. Imagine if she keeps that up in the second half. About 164 potentially missing net points. That is just ridiculous.
It is. She's on 4 intercepts, so one more just to match her goal, that she wants from a game.
Waller,
she gets a great rejection.
Another rejection. So you can see Stour out there. She's replaced Emily Moore, and Danelle Wallam is going to go for the 1 because they do have the next centre pass. So big moment here, massive moment in the context of this game, because a 3-goal advantage versus potentially a 1 or 2-goal advantage is a significant difference, and the Firebirds would love to reduce it to just 1. Wilson with the touch. Firebirds still with time though. Valiant just takes a deep breath. Waited a while, found Dunkley. Dunkley returns it to the captain. Wallam has got a handsful. Mia Stour from the bench looking for a Suncorp super shot. She decided against it. They get a goal through Wallam, and it's back to 2 the difference. So what can the Thunderbirds conjure up? Probably the final centre pass of the half. Nankerville reaches it.
Oh, Gabby Simpson does not look good.
Oh, she has hit the court heavily. This has been a physical match of netball.
Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. She gets great elevation, but hits the floorboards really hard, and see the emotion on her face. That certainly hurt.
Oh, that is...
She's asking the umpire.
Awful for Gabby Simpson. Playing in match number 154. And you just hope it's not severe, but it looks horrible for Gabby Simpson, who's probably having a best match of the season in this clash in Adelaide. What an awful way for her to leave the court. She was on the court here 10 years ago in that grand final against the Thunderbirds. So we hope she's all right. Porges, right before halftime, doesn't drop, and it's 2 the difference. It is an enthralling contest, this, in round 9 of the Suncorp Super Netball. The ladder leaders being massively challenged by the Queensland Firebirds, who have caught fire in the last few matches. 2 wins in their last 3. And the halftime show is going to be coming up very, very soon. We're going to get some reaction with Emily Beaton.
Danelle had a really strong start out there. What was the message from Bet coming into this game?
Yeah, you know, just to stay strong on the ball, which what we didn't do at the start. So just stay strong and just play our brand of netball.
You're having an incredible matchup with Shamira Sterling. How do you combat her coming into the second half?
Yeah, you know, she's incredible. She gets the ball from anywhere. So I've just got to make sure I'm holding, you know, my space correctly and making it easy for the feeders.
We saw Gabby Simpson go down late there. How will that affect the team?
Yeah, no, hopefully it doesn't affect the team. I just told the girls, you know, it's just like Mace. We've got players that's going to come in for us, so just keep your head in the game.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily, and thanks to Danelle Wallam. So the halftime show, there is so much to discuss with Hannah Holler, Sam Pullman and Emily Beaton in the halftime show. That is coming up next, but do not forget, straight after this one on Fox Netball, it is a heavyweight battle. It's the West Coast Fever, the defending premiers, taking on the New South Wales Swifts. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back to Fox Netball, where the 2013 grand finalists are delivering us an intense and energetic game with shades of the 2013 Premiership glory days. But Sam Foreman, Emily Beaton, the entertainment for fans here at Netball SA Stadium has come at a price. We have injury concerns for both sides of the court. But at this stage, after the scores were locked at 12-all at quarter time, the Thunderbirds take a narrow 2-goal lead over the Firebirds at halftime. When we think about the Thunderbirds attack, Sam, what's standing out to you in the first 30 minutes?
Well, a lot of change, so it's kind of hard to say, but I think what I'm liking is their ability to get into this game early. I think they need one other option to punch the middle. They spoke about both their wing attack and goal attack being on that same line, so I think they just need to continue to find offset positions and keep punching and ejecting to find that combination and flow. I like how Horges is injecting herself in goal attack. I think this combination with a little bit more time might be what the Thunderbirds need.
You speak about the shuffle in the goal shooting circle for the Thunderbirds. That's come as a result of Tipper Dwan and Eleanor Cardwell sustaining injuries in that first half. Firstly, let's talk about Tipper. We saw her hit the court pretty nastily, didn't we, Em?
Yeah, she went down really hard there and she had to come off straight away. She knew that she had done something, and I feel like they have been missing her through this game. This is a game where they need a really dynamic goal attack that can punch through that front transverse line, and that wobble just
doesn't it? You can't watch it, can you?
No, they need someone to really push through that line, which is why I think they've gone to Georgie Horges.
And we'll see if Eleanor Cardwell is fit to return to the court. Of course, she's the marquee signing for the Thunderbirds in season 2023. Let's take a look at the other side of the court, though. For the Firebirds, we spoke a lot about Danelle Wallam and how important matching up against Shamira Sterling would be. What have you made of the way she's gone about her business?
I think she's holding quite nicely on Sterling. She needs I think she needs to continue to put her hand up to really give that confidence to her feeders of where they need to put it. I don't think at the moment they're placing the ball into her space. They're placing it above her head, which is allowing Sterling towards this second half of that second quarter to come into the game. We saw they've injected and changed their goal attack position, bringing Stour on, and I'd really like for her to inject herself into the game, really demand and cut throughout the circle. So what it does is it keeps the Adelaide Thunderbirds defenders accountable and not just doubling back on Wallam and putting all the pressure on her to do the job under the post.
Beck Bully has some injury concerns for her lot as well. Gabby Simpson, unsure if she's going to make a return in this game because of what happened here.
She went down and she gave a fist to the floor. She really hurt herself there. And she is having a fantastic game. She has caused absolute havoc for the Thunderbirds attackers down there. Her presence on court, her energy as well. I think they'll really miss her if she can't come back on. And looking at how hard she went down, I would be surprised if we do see her again.
This is certainly not a Firebird side, ladies, that looks like they've only got 2 wins in them for season 2023. The way in which they are putting it to the league leaders gives their fans a lot of hope. As we take a look at the halftime match stats, just a narrow 2 goals the difference, but what's standing out to you, Sam?
Well, it's standing out that there's not too much in terms of the stats. If you look at the gains, the penalties, the turnovers, etc., they're all very similar. I think that shooting percentage from both sides is not where they would like it. I think the Firebirds really need to up that, and the Thunderbirds is probably a showcase of them continually changing their attacking lineup. But the Nissan net points is the difference, which shows to me the Adelaide Thunderbirds in terms of the one-on-one battles and matchups are doing a little bit better in their job, which shows on the points.
Our next stop on your Super Saturday doubleheader takes us to RAC Arena, and we have some breaking news from the West Coast Fever, ladies. Vice captain Jess Anstis and goal attack Sasha Glasgow have been ruled out of this matchup against the Swifts. It's a top 4 battle, all eyes on the West Coast to see if they can go back to the top with a ladder. They've been ruled out under COVID-19 protocols. We know Dan Ryan has the luxury of so much depth, but how does something like this, so close to game day, affect the team?
Well, it's a tough one when you've got 2 of your dominant players that are ruled out. I think we thought COVID was, and players ruling out was done, but here we are. I think to me it shows why coaches need to give time and confidence in their bench, so that when moments like this, when your hand is forced in something you can't control, and like we're seeing in this match today, you have players that are putting their hand up and they have the confidence to do the job out front of them.
Emily, it's second against third on the ladder. We cannot wait to get over to Perth after full time of this game. How much closer does that matchup get now between the Swifts and the Fever?
I think it absolutely tightens things up. They are two huge outs for the Fever. The one thing I'm interested, I haven't seen the team list, but does that bring Nat Medhurst into the game?
It does.
And what a luxury that is for the Fever. They're not bringing in a rookie. They have got a seasoned professional, and I think everyone would love to see her get on court.
Jordan Kransberg also comes into the lineup as well. Time now, though, for a competition, and it's all thanks to Suncorp. Why is netball important to you? That is what Suncorp would like to know. They want you to submit your entry in 50 words or less, along with a video or an image of you and your club, and you can send it to foxsports.com.au/Suncorp or simply scan the QR code on screen for your chance to win a family membership to the Suncorp Super Netball Club of your choice in 2024. Here is Georgia Stafford's entry. Now, she loves netball. She loves being a part of it with her friends and finding new ones on the court as well. She feels so great when she gets a goal, and netball teaches her to know what in it to win it really feels like. We're looking forward to the second half here at Netball SA Stadium. The home side have the 2013 Premiership winning side in the house. They are supported by the Pink Army tonight. It was 2 goals the difference on Grand Final day back in 2013. That is the difference at halftime. Let's see how this all shakes out. It's live and exclusive on Fox Netball.
Welcome back to Netball South Australia Stadium, and it is the home side, the league leaders, Adelaide Thunderbirds, who are leading by 2 goals, but you can see Tipper Dwan, she's gone. She's got the boot on. She's had the ice on that ankle. She will not return. It looks as though Gabby Simpson has suffered the same fate in the first half. And intriguing, just there at the back end of half-time, Danelle Wallen was having a chat to the umpires with her captain.
She was. They were.
I believe you're both going up.
So she's allowed to come across.
Of course. If there's space there, she can bring me up. Like if she's able to out jump, I suppose.
So she can contact me and get the ball away.
She can touch. I don't believe she's contacting. We're punching.
Very interesting there. We'll get Sam Pullman's thoughts on that very, very soon as we're underway here in the third quarter. Halida Veve back out on court, and immediately it's a turnover the way of the home side, and unfortunately not the best time for Beck Bully to come in and join us, Beck, but just tell us your thoughts on this match so far.
Oh, it's been a bit of a tough battle. I think it's a little bit scrappy from both teams, but you know, it's only 2 goals in it, so it could be anyone's game.
Beck, can I check on how, I'm sure you're busy coaching, but any idea on how Gabby Simpson is?
Yeah, her ankle's a little bit sore, unfortunately. She's been doing a really great job this game, so it's a shame for her, but yeah, hopefully she'll look after her, ice it, and see how it goes after that.
I've been, of course, Beck, loving your structures and your direct feedback to your defenders. At halftime, were you continually just reinforcing that messaging? Because I feel like they're really close to some crucial balls in this game.
Yeah, look, our defenders are doing a great job, but it's not just our defenders that have the D on the bib, it's the whole way down the court, the pressure that the attackers are setting up. Every time we turn the ball over, everyone's straight into D, and we win a lot of ball back, which is great.
And can you tell us some insights in terms of bringing Em more back on the court? I know you wanted more of that injection in the goal attack role to make those 2 Adelaide Thunderbirds defenders accountable. What are you hoping for her to do?
Yeah, I think Em's been doing a great job. She's been putting the shots up, which is what we want. Yeah, exactly right, Sam. Keep those defenders accountable. She has a lovely feed into Nelly, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Beck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time there of Firebirds coach Beck Bully, also part of the Premiership winning Thunderbirds team 10 years ago, but she's not thinking about that right now. She wants to knock off the team that are sitting top of the table. It would be close to, if not the upset of the season. Horges from mid-range. Remembering that Georgie Horges has been playing wing attack for most of the season. She's been forced into goal attack with Tipper Dwan injured, and Tanya Ops wanting that moving player in the attack end?
Well, forced or absolutely loving this moment. This is where she's comfortable. That's the position that she likes. I'm really liking her confidence in that role and her ability to back herself and turn and go to post.
Yeah, well, that was the initial reason we thought that Georgie Horgis went into that goal attack role. The other issue is that Elle Cardwell's injured, and we're going to get an update on that very, very soon, because she hasn't returned to the court since probably midway through or 3/4 of the way through that second quarter. So we'll get an update on that very, very soon. So we've got 2 players out of the game, 1 for each team, and we'll get the update on Cardwell as Emily Moore gets it to drop off the ring. As you heard Sam mention, she comes back out onto court after Mia Stour was there at the back end of the first half. Lucy Austin in position.
I'm surprised in that change. Maybe it was an opportunity to get Em Moore off the court to have a look at it as the ball comes over the sideline. I'm surprised that quick change back. She's had a moment off. She can look at it. She now needs to come on and inject herself into this game.
You've still got it, Sam. Good reflexes there. I was looking at my notes. Almost.
I've got you, don't worry. You never lose your reflexes.
There's Garrett. Now Wilson. Seeing Horgis. And Nankerville playing in her 50th match in the Suncorp Super Netball. How about that for a body check with Halita Veve? Nankerville, no stranger to contact sports. She played in the AFLW with the Adelaide Crows. And Garrett is going to pick this up. The newly minted Diamond squad member. Finding Sterling. And here's Hannah Petty.
This is what they've been having trouble with today, getting the ball down the court. I like Nankerville giving and going and really injecting some intensity into her work. And that's a step.
She was right on the
stretch. Crowd doesn't like it, but one more step from Lucy Austin. I think she moved off too quickly. I'd like to see her just be that strong target under the post.
Emily Beaton, you've got an update on Elle Cardwell.
Yeah, I asked some of the coaching staff if they could give me a bit of intel. They said that she has been carrying an injury for a little while. I did notice that her knee was heavily strapped, but they were reluctant to give me too much information. But it looks like she could be carrying a knee injury.
Oh, there you go. So they've gone underground.
You don't want to give too much away there then.
Oh, not giving away anything, the Thunderbirds. So, well, there's certainly an issue. Let's be certain about that, because she'd be on the court if there was no problem. Elle Cardwell, that's huge. That is a really significant loss for them that potentially could carry throughout the rest of the season. So that's one thing to watch for the Thunderbirds. They're going to have to do it without their star recruit, Emily Moore, from Suncorp super shot range. It's only going to count for 1. She's just getting the hand warmed up. So it's back to 3, the difference. Moore taking a lot more of the volume this week. Really was all Wallam last week against the Magpies and previous weeks as well when she's been playing with Emily Moore, but the pressure she's been under has meant that the goal attacks had to take up a bit more of the shooting. Lucy Austin, she's showing all of her experience despite being just 21 years of age. She was part of that Southern Force team that won the Australian Netball Championships title last year, the captain of that team, as Wallam at the other end responding for the Firebirds. So they're just keeping within touching distance. It's 3 goals the margin sitting at, and Austin under pressure.
Oh, that's a great contest from Carmo. Unlucky not to get that ball.
It was so unfortunate she didn't get the game.
Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. That's a long ball that the Queensland Firebirds have forced. One more step, and I think that possession's hers.
So almost 30 turnovers combined in this match so far. And Moore has gone over the sideline. As you say, Sam, the gold standard for turnovers for your team, you're looking under 20. And we're getting close to that midway through this third quarter. Nankerville to Wilson. And Borges. Short pass to Nankerville. Really relying on all their depth today, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Down potentially to just 8 players, just 1 on the bench. That's Taylor Williams at the moment, but they are going well. They're out by 5 now, and they've got the centre pass here. So this has been quite the third quarter.
That's a great centre pass into Austin. That's a confident play as we see a timeout called by the Queensland Firebirds.
Yeah, well, this is a concern for Beck Bully's team, just how quickly this has slipped away. We're going to hear from the Firebirds head coach, remembering it was just 2 the difference at half-time.
I'm going to actually change it up a little bit. For the one-on-one, you call that in shot. You've got it. You've absolutely got it. Let's go. Taking those shots. Well done. Come on, you guys, you're getting it. You've got your hands on. You've got to pull it in shot. No more penalties. Stay on your player, but stay in play. Okay, here we go.
Let's go. 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good girl.
Well, she took a while to get to a point, but eventually got there. The Firebirds head coach, Emily, what did you hear from Tanya Ops?
Just listening into the Thunderbirds, they were having a little chat to Maisie Nankerville at wing attack there. They're asking for her to get some more depth in her lead. So at the moment she's going side to side. They want her to get deep so that she's closer to the circle edge to be able to feed into her shooters.
Thanks, Emily. What did you make there, Sam Pullman, of the tactical timeout for the Firebirds? They called it. It was interesting how long it took to get to the message.
Well, I think a smart choice in this lead was getting away, so you want to call it timeout just to adjust and really give some strong feedback to your players because they're not working it out on court. Interesting that we see Mia Stour come into the wing attack position. Lara Dunkley questioning to Beck about the defenders and speaking about calls and said, you know what, I'm just going to change it up. So identifying that a player is maybe thinking about umpiring rather than what their job is and just change it up.
Well, that's what you heard from Beck Bully. She wanted to change it up and see if it works. And when she has changed it up at times this year during matches, it has.
It has, but she's putting a goal. It's someone that we normally see in a goal attack position into wing attack. But that's a really nice injection into the game. She can feed into Wollum, and she needs to do that as a wing attack.
Wilson. And now Horges finding Petty. And Austin.
That's a win for the Queensland Firebirds, a obstruction call on Austin.
So just a little slight opening here for the Firebirds. Veve quickly onto Stour, returns it to Veve and Wollum. It gets there. The Firebirds just starting to claw their way back. Beck Bully with a good moment to call a timeout because it's just swung the momentum here. Revaliant. Veve, they really need this, don't they? They need it, and they don't get it because Wilson has picked up an intercept.
Well, picked up an intercept and her first one of the game, which is something we don't often say then.
Yeah, so she's got 1, so too is Garrett. Sterling has 4. Here she is, Latanya Wilson. Taking a while, the Thunderbirds. An unfortunate call going against Revaliant. Petty and Horges. And picked off by the Firebirds. Bakewell Doran was struggling for an option. She was frantic to try and get rid of it. Got the call going her way. Revaliant onto Stour. Stour's option was more and she fumbled it.
the hesitation to let that ball go. If you see it, let it go.
And the hesitation is, well, it's crippled both sides at times today, but right now the Firebirds, Horges to Austin.
Have a look at this. Harvey Norman replay. Garrett doing a great job in just sitting and waiting and then runs through as the ball goes.
Garrett and Petty. Then they couldn't make an imprint there. And Cavell asked too much there on the stretch. And Gabby Simpson getting a touch off the court. Do not forget Nat Butler. She's in action for the West Coast Fever. Right after this one from RAC Arena, taking on the New South Wales Swifts. Do not miss it here on Fox Netball. And another turnover from the Firebirds. And the Thunderbirds are starting to get away here. 6-goal difference. Stour back to Rebellion. And Stour's pass errant. Shamira Sterling leading the Nissan net points by 30 points. So the defence end from the Thunderbirds, 96 and 66. Georgie Horges having a game as well. So too Carmo and Bakewell-Doran at the other end for the Firebirds. Horges goes long and high. Big 3-minute period coming up in the context of the Firebird season. But right here, right now in this match. Horges for a Suncorp super shot. It's out to 8 now. They're putting their foot down. You wouldn't know it looking at Tanya Ops, but the Thunderbirds looking as comfortable as they have throughout this match. Despite being without Tipper Dwan and Elle Cardwell, they're starting.
Oh, that's a win for Carmo. And this is where the super shot comes into play in that game sense. The entire coaching bench and Sterling yelling going to one, and then the shooters forcing themselves to be in a 2-point position.
Veve on to more. Wallum, the Firebirds, desperate for it. They get it, and they've got the next centre pass. Well, can't a match of Super Netball change so quickly? They would love back-to-back Suncorp super shots. Danelle Wallum trying to get herself in position. Bakewell-Doran returns it to Rebellion. Now Stour, more presenting. And here's Veve. They're taking their time. They get it to Wallum. This would be huge. And the touch from Sterling is out of court. So the Firebirds with another opportunity here. Back to Veve. Wallum in position. Needs this. Doesn't get it. The touch from Sterling. It fell into the lap of Moore. And they just have to settle for one. Beck Bullies team. Petty here. And Austin. So it'll just be one here for the Thunderbirds. Still a minute remaining. Elle Cardwell just standing off court with her arm up potentially. Is she looking to come back into the game? She is. Elle Cardwell back on court. Veve on to Wallum. Suncorp super shot attempt from Wallum again. Around and out, but it's back with the rebound, and Wallum doesn't miss on the second attempt. They are not going anywhere, the Firebirds. And Elle Cardwell, can she put her fingerprints on this third quarter? She's just come back out onto the court for the final minute. Horges looking for a Suncorp super shot, doesn't drop. Carmo with the rebound. They have got time if they can move it quickly. Stour is there. They have to go very swiftly. They've got 8 seconds. Veve looking for Wallum. Here is Danelle Wallum. Just 1 second on the clock. And it's not going to go. Well, actually, they are going to get an opportunity right on the buzzer. Wallum does it! And it's back to 2 the difference. And don't we have a grandstand finish on the way from Netball SA Stadium. As you can see on the Harvey Norman replay, Danielle Wallum, ice in her veins once again in season 7 of the Suncorp Super Netball. Haven't we got a cracking fourth quarter on the way? We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to Netball SA Stadium, where it is Origin Energy three-quarter time. The Thunderbirds are leading the Firebirds by 2 goals, and I am joined by Shani Norda Nee-Layton, who is here celebrating the 10-year reunion of the Thunderbirds Premiership in 2013, which I was also a part of. Shans, what are your memories of that game?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember a thing. I think that's what happens in really big moments, that it was so overwhelming. I just remember it being so close and just that sense of relief at the end. But my favourite thing about Premierships then was always the confetti. I know it had nothing to do with the game whatsoever, but being able to do confetti angels, and not only that, being able to celebrate it forever, to be here with the whole team bar 2 players. So if you could hurry up and, wrap this up so we can catch up, that'd be great.
Got a game to get through.
Yeah.
And in, looking at your whole career, what did this premiership mean to you in the context of your whole career?
Oh, this meant absolutely everything to me. I've won with yourself 2 premierships here in Adelaide, and premierships are so hard to come by. So for me, it was outstanding, and it's great to see how well the Thunderbirds are doing this year again. So looking forward to this reunion and the next.
Me too. Thanks, Shams.
Thanks to Emily Beaton and Shani Norda. That 2013 Premiership reunion, well, it's going to get into full swing right after this match, and what a conclusion we have for you. Danielle Wallum trying to bring us back to 1 the difference. Garrett was fighting over it, and she's going to get the call, and the Thunderbirds with the first opportunity to make this fourth quarter their own. They were up by 8 goals in the third. Just 2 the difference. It was 38-30 with just a few minutes remaining. Elle Cardwell, she's back on the court, and she's back making an impact, and she's getting her side up and about here. And Cardwell has almost just brought an extra level of energy out of her teammates.
She has. It's her strong hold and intensity that she brings on it, and that game face. She's here to play.
Looking to make it 5 straight wins for the first time since 2013. And that was 13 straight wins in that 2013 season, including the grand final. And then they won the first 3 of the next season to make it 16 straight, but the most in a season, 13 in a row. They're currently at 5 here, and it's Horges finding Nankerville. And Cardwell is just gliding into space. Veve on to Stour. Here is more. Revaliant. Veve looking for Wallum. Was the Danielle Wallum show at the back end of the third quarter. Just having a few difficulties at the start of the fourth. But if they can stay within this kind of margin, potentially claw it back further, they know they're in the game with the shooting prowess of Wallum from the Suncorp Super Shot zone. Horges high to Cardwell, who's used to playing 60 minutes. She's just been resting that knee. And she's fresh and causing headaches for the Firebirds defence. Veve and more. High for Wallum. She has got that height advantage over Sterling.
She does, but that's the ball placed well, swinging it and opening it up. The Coach Beck bully is looking for. See Wallum, give it, let it go, just like that.
And Cardwell doing it with ease. That is as efficient as we've seen from the Thunderbirds in this match, I feel, Sam.
Yeah, we saw it on the Harvey Norman replay there.
Oh, and the replay. Big call for the Thunderbirds. The right call, and it's 4 the difference. A chance to make it 5, and they have the next centre pass. If they can make this count, the Thunderbirds, as Nankerville hit the floor. Cardwell just reaches in.
They are finding her beautifully into that circle. I'm loving what Horges is doing at the front. She's drawing and she's creating. You can see she's really comfortable in that goal attack position.
Cardwell back out onto the court alongside Horges. And Petty onto Horges, who juggled that time. The captain onto Nankerville. And Petty again. Didn't start this match, Hannah Petty, but she's picked up Anissa net points up above 50 since coming into the game in the first quarter.
She's playing a really important role in this team in coming on, being really switched on with her experience and injecting impact when she gets that centre bid.
And she hasn't often played at centre this season, but Anissa net points up above 50 today. Her season average around 25. Emily Moore. And I know there's more opportunities for Nissa net points when you are in that centre position, but she still is showing her quality. Nankerville and Horges. Petty.
Camo getting caught on the body there. What these defenders, the Queensland Firebirds, doing early in this match is using their footwork and speed. They're getting a little bit stuck now. They need to get off the body and contest.
Well, what a game Camo's had. Double her season average for Nissa net points today, but that's not going to matter at all if the Firebirds don't win to her. She wants to contribute to a victory, and right now it's starting to slip away for the Firebirds in this fourth quarter. And the Thunderbirds just showing why they have been the best team throughout the season to this point. Horges and Cardwell.
Finding that front position hold again, and a nice little shooter to shoot a ball for Horges to finish it off.
So the four-time premiers, the Adelaide Thunderbirds, celebrating the 10th anniversary of that big win 10 years ago. Getting themselves in a great position here to make it 5 straight wins.
Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. Oh, I reckon that they got her hands to that ball before. That's a great contest by both players, and this is what we want from the Queensland Firebirds. They need to be brave, they need to take a risk, they need to have a fly to ball.
Oh, just gets a little fortunate.
Class is a double play there, really quick ball back.
Maybe not how she intended, but it had the same result. Veve onto Stour. So it's back out to 8. Game high lead here for the Thunderbirds. Wallen versus Sterling. That is right in her wheelhouse.
You're right, that just made her look very good, but so easy for Sterling as the Adelaide Thunderbirds fly down the court. And their whole bench just saying, slow down a moment, change the tempo.
They are just so confident right now at the attack, in Camo with the touch. All the tips falling into the hands of the Thunderbirds.
Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. That is easy. That's her bread and butter. That ball placed perfectly for Sterling to get.
And Emily Beaton, the Thunderbirds, as efficient as they have been in the attack end. What's changed?
Yeah, I've talked about the Thunderbirds mid-court a lot, and what I'm loving from Nankerville and Petty is they actually have lessened the amount of running that they're doing. So sometimes you can get really crowded in the attack line when people are trying to do too much, but they've actually posted up and it's created more space in the attack line. Add that to Georgie Horges having more space to run as a goal attack, and it's just humming beautifully down there now.
Thanks, Emily. And here is an obstruction call going against Hannah Petty. Quickly onto Wallen. They just need a settler. Hasn't this match just so quickly slipped out of the hands of the Firebirds? Are behind by 2 at 3/4 time. Back out to 10 now, it's 9. It will be 10 here, thanks to Elle Cardwell.
She is showing her dominance since she's entered back onto this court. They're finding her really easily and nicely, and her really strong holds.
Well,
definite option.
It's clearly going to be their best quarter of the match if they continue in this trend. And Shamira Sterling pinches another one back for the Thunderbirds. Nankerville now to Horges. So 12 in the first quarter, 13 in the second, and there's a big win for Bakewell Doran. Wallam now in position. Stowler.
That's 3 hands over plays that we've seen. I've loved the pressure and the importance of 3 feet hands over in this game, Ben.
Look at the turnovers in this match. Up to 44 combined.
Well, in 26, the Queensland Firebirds, that's much higher than that they'd want to be. But let's have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. The timing and the pressure of hands over from Sterling. We saw that in Upshot this week on centre circle, the importance of that hands over pressure over the ball.
Cardwell, it's out to 12 now. Do you call a tactical timeout if you're Beck Bully, or is the horse bolted?
Well, I think she might wait maybe a little bit longer to closer to this. No, she can't wait too much longer. It has to be soon. But in terms of that gameplay, really, I think they've got to go for these twos in this 5-minute power play, but they have to keep possession to have the ability to go for the twos.
No, Shamira Sterling is just going from strength to strength. She's up to 138 Nissan net points.
She is, but I think this quarter, the balls that she's got, yes, she has to be in a position to get them, but I think they've been easy for her. They've been misplaced feeds and the ball not being on by the Queensland Firebirds.
It's almost like there's just a bit of fatigue creeping in for the Firebirds. They've put in 3 fantastic quarters. Horges just outside the power 5. It's only going to count as 1, but they're out by 13 goals. Remember, in round 1, it was 15, the difference. You didn't think it was going to be this much about 10 minutes ago. Well, it could be more. Cardwell linking with Williams. We could be at 15 if Cardwell drains this. It doesn't. She gets the rebound. Are we at 15? Yes, we are. It was 59-44 in round 1. Shamira Sterling with 6 intercepts, 9 deflections, and having a massive impact in this 4th quarter. 15-5. Look at Sterling's stats. Danelle Wallam return serve, but you sense it may be too little too late. 13 the difference with 4 and a bit minutes.
Looking at those stats, both circle defenders from the Queensland Firebirds, impressive in their intercepts. They've just got to have a fly now. They've worked so hard in this match. They've got to just take a risk, have a fly, see if they can get an opportunity back for their team.
Nankerville and Cardwell. There's another one for El Cardwell. You just look at this, it's quite incredible. 25 from 30, Cardwell. She's only been on the court, for maybe just over half the match. Wallam, 1-point shooting, 24 from 29. She's unable to get that to drop. Suncorp super shot. Looking for her 6th of the game, Wallam. And it's not going to drop once again. So
Whole time with the goalkeeper, injury time, goal defense.
we've got a problem here. Latanya Wilson now. She's clutching at a leg. This is a concern. We've had a few players in this match go off with injury. Gabby Simpson and Tipper Dwan out of this game, not returning. El Cardwell left the court for a period, and now Latanya Wilson.
Well, and look at Sterling, her best mate, making sure that she's helping her off, and the crowd is absolutely applauding her. Hopefully it's not too bad, but what we're seeing on the back of the court is the entire Adelaide Thunderbirds swapping bibs so that they can change Wilson off.
Well, here it was. Did you see much there, Sam? It looked quite innocuous on the Harvey Norman replay.
I think potentially maybe her knee has locked out, but she doesn't look comfortable.
Hyperextension.
Yeah, and doesn't look comfortable. It's good that she's slightly putting some weight on it there, but again, another player at this point in the season, you want to give her the time to come off. There's no point in risking it. Get it assessed by your doctor and physio and see where you're at.
Well, it has been carnage.
Well, it's really challenging the depth of the Adelaide Thunderbirds, and this is why it's crucial to have players in your team that can play across multiple positions.
Yeah, it has been.
Her face, look at her face there. She doesn't look comfortable at all.
So, another injury issue for the Adelaide Thunderbirds to deal with. Elle Cardwell, well, she was off the court. She's showing no signs of an issue. Latanya Wilson, though, taking the deep breaths. The Thunderbirds have got this one all but sealed. 16-goal margin. It was only 2 at three-quarter time. That's how quickly this match has been pulled away from the visitors. As Wallum getting up, getting a deflection. Garrett onto Hodges, and then Austin keeping in court. Carmo went barreling off. And Elle Cardwell readies herself, converts. Another $100.
It makes it look easy, doesn't she?
Well, that looks slightly better for Latanya Wilson. Austin. And Cardwell. It was like she had glue on her hands there, the way the ball stuck to it.
Channeling some Joe Harton, fellow in West Rose.
Well, she's going to have a big role to play for the Roses at the World Cup later in the year in South Africa. Wallum on to Moore, back out to Stour. Well, this is going to be a heavy, heavy defeat. It's going to be the biggest of the season, potentially. There's a Suncorp super shot. Another $100 for the Confident Girls Foundation, but it's still out at 17. Their biggest defeat of the season to this point, the Firebirds, was in round 1, 15 goals against the Thunderbirds. They have a chance to reduce it further. Ravalian and Stour can't keep it in. Nankerville onto Williams. And now Hodges. And Cardwell flings it back. Veve. So the dying embers of this first match of round 9 in the Suncorp Super Netball. The Thunderbirds are going to stay top of the table. It's a scrappy finish to this one. And they were really challenged for 3/4 of this match.
The Adelaide Thunderbirds playing really scrappy here. They just need to finish it off.
Just seconds remaining. A chance to put the cherry on top. And the touch. Austin goes to the floor. Seconds remaining here. They're just going to hold possession, the Thunderbirds. And they have won 5 straight matches for the first time in a season since 2013. And that season, they won the premiership. Maybe a good omen for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Elle Cardwell off the court for a large chunk of it. Tippage-Wan injured. She rolled her ankle in the first half of the match, but they were able to do the business without some of their stars at times tonight. 17 goals, the win for the Thunderbirds. Lucy Austin's got a bit of blood coming from the nose as well. They are in the wars, the Adelaide Thunderbirds tonight. But the most important thing is a 17-goal win, 63-46. Let's head to Emily Beat.
I'm joined with a player of the match, Shamira Sterling. That was a 24-9 last quarter for the Thunderbirds. What was the message at 3/4 time?
I think the message was just wrap our head around whatever Firebirds put out and just play to our structures and basics, and I think that's what we did.
And there seemed to be a bit of carnage on court tonight. There was players going down everywhere. You guys played with your full rotation. How proud of you with your team to get everyone on court?
I'm very, very proud because at the start we let Firebirds was a bit in it too much with us. So I think when it came to that second half, we would really try to pull away until that last quarter. We tried to pull it away again.
And you personally, another incredible performance. You had 6 intercepts, 9 deflections, 3 rebounds. Can you give us your secrets? How do you do this?
I'm not giving away my secrets, but make sure as a defender you're always in front, and when you're looking at the shot, make sure you time the shooter's release.
Congratulations on a fantastic game. Well done.
Thank you.
Not giving away any secrets, and why should she? Jamira Sterling, what an absolute legend. The Jamaican defender. Absolutely superb again today. 154 Nissan net points, Sam Poolman, and the stats, they don't lie.
No, they don't. Have a look at the shooting percentage from both teams. Wouldn't be where they would like it, and I think they'll reflect on that. But the gains, 22 from the Adelaide Thunderbirds, that is what allowed them in that fourth quarter to really run away with the game.
So 63-46 the win for the Thunderbirds. And it means that they stay top of the table after 9 rounds. Even if the Fever win, they cannot get up and over the top of the Thunderbirds. The Firebirds back to last on the table. Their finals hopes taking a massive hit. Tanya Obst and Tracy Neville, the Brains Trust there, they will be very, very pleased with their side. Coming up after the break, the West Coast Fever and the New South Wales Swifts.